faggot is a bundle of sticks. Okay? So we're going to be taking two, we're going to be putting them together. Alright? And then I'm going to be drawing out the point where it all comes together to have a nice sharp point, bend it into a J, and then fold the J out flat. It's a very simple, easy process. The only real difference between what I did is I don't bother to scarf the ends. I view the round stock as its own scarf. Okay? Because what is a scarf? A scarf is basically trying to have its shape so as you knock it together, it's not just two flat things which will trap impurities. You want it so it actually forces the material out, the flux and any scale out to the sides as best as possible. A round bar next to each other is naturally scarfed. Okay, does that make any sense? All right. So, same basic thing. Best as you can, go straight down to the hair, look right. You want to line up as best as you can. Okay? There to make it easier to grab. And what I'm going to do now is add a dull red heat. And I brought this brush from home because I normally use a butcher brush if I'm doing a large scale thing, which has these scales, but I find these pliers will actually get down into the little nooks and crannies for small welds a little easier. All right, come over here. What I want to see is I want to see it look like it's slicking the material. Okay. Together, it still looks wet from the flux. I find that putting it just a hair to the left of where it looks the brightest, I get a good response there because the gas that's actually coming in isn't fully combusted. It actually hits, splashes, and just a little bit to the left of center. I find on Randy's forges is my sweet spot for welding. Look down the band, you'll go, okay, that's not quite where. And you want to get nice and bright. And it'll heat more on one side, but it has to be even throughout when you're setting your weld. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically set it and do a quick little taper on the tip. That's it. It's welded. Okay? You don't need a big weld. I'm just welding the very tip on this. You gotta yell.
Oh, can you weld the whole horseshoe together?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Okay.
We'll find out real quick. Now, I'm going to give it one more heat and I'm going to refine that point because I want to kind of round it. Now, very end of the very tip of my weld here, and you'll see that in a sec. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab the weld, because this is the point of my heart, or if I want to, that could actually be the inside point of the heart. Doesn't matter. I've actually seen people actually fold this, forge weld that in, and then they'll fold it so they have a nice sharp point on both ends. Does that make sense? But I'm gonna do the easy way on this. Okay, so take that, fold it in half. Now, you need more bend on this than you ever think. Because when you're folding it out, that's what's going to be the point on your top. Does that make sense? So it looks like about half a heart, right? I want to get the whole thing kind of heated up because I don't want to strain the weld. And I'm going to use the hot cut, okay, not as a cutter, but to spread it. Because what I want to do is I actually want to get those two places where it's together on the arc, and I want to get those apart. Again. Spread on it to get it to where I really want it. Because you get it where it's about a 90-degree bend between them, then you can actually just go over to the anvil and it will just naturally spread as you fly. I haven't made one of these in a really long time. The first one I ever made of these, I actually burned it, and it's hanging in my mom's house. I made it back in like '94. But yeah, I kind of goofed it up, but you know, honestly, kind of like the funkiness. So now I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to try and sort of go over the horn here, and try and even it out just a hair. The biggest thing is not going too cold right now, because you don't want to put too much strain on the weld. I just want to get just there's one area I want to get one more hit in to sort of to the arc into the point and get that nice and pretty. All right, right there. See that? Looks like there was everything else on. What? What's it?
Actions have consequences.
Yep. There we go. Now, because I could mess with this thing all day if I really want to, and I want to get people down here working. But that is a nice little basic forge molded heart. Nothing to it. Now, modifications. You can actually go in here. You can actually draw this down to a point, forge weld that, before you can fold this to the J. You get like symmetrical points. You can also forge weld this longer and end up like a little wavy point. I've seen people do that. I've also some people do a catwalk this one, where they'll actually have this be more of a curve and a goof, so it's more of a swoop design. And that blows the whole heat for symmetry. I've seen some people go over with punches and chasing tools and add textures and other designs and elements on it. I've seen people also do the twist before they do the forge weld. So they'll actually have a twist along the shaft. That makes you almost need a rawhide mallet for the between patch herbs. Okay? Lots of different variations. But there you go. Nice and basic.